What if the most important lessons students learn don't come from a textbook, but rather from helping their community? In today's classes, most students don't get the chance to leave their schools and learn about the communities around them because they are kept in rooms. This can cause people to quickly get used to important life skills once they enter the workforce, since they may have not had the opportunities during their school year. As a member of the United States Naval Sea Cadet Corps, I have been given the opportunity to conduct this community service lots of different times, and I have seen the effects of disaster on populated areas. I also have had the ability to build character helping organizations like Wreaths Across America and supporting events like the air shows in St. Louis. This has shown me that community service is influential for everyone and can be incorporated through mandatory graduation requirements. Today I will detail the problems of less community service, explain what those problems cause, and show my solution and what benefits it can create. Starting off, what problems does less volunteering create? First, less community service shows less community involvement. This is because students won't have the opportunity to engage in volunteering activities, and communities will have less people working to help their struggles. Less volunteering can also mean that people have less opportunities to build practical skills. This is because aside from school, social interaction is mostly optional, and introverted students may not push themselves into helping others, staying at home instead. Finally, less community service can lead to individuals having a weaker connection with their communities. This is because students might not have the chance to learn about the people and places around them. Students also might not witness the struggles of others and might not know how hard it can be for others to live in their environment. Now that you know the problems that can come from less volunteering, what do these problems actually lead to? Causes of the problems of less community service. First, interaction between people in a community can mean less community growth. Less interaction. Problems not helped by others can affect people and places greatly by holding them back from thriving. Without motivated volunteers, communities could potentially worsen over time due to a lack of treatment. People who don't interact with their community might also be limited on how much they can grow personally. These people might not be able to get the chance to develop empathy and kindness for those who struggle. This can lead to those people not trying or not thinking of helping those people. Finally, less volunteering can create social bonds to weaken communities. Community service requires people to work together to help solve social problems or support a cause. Less people doing the work means less social teamwork, which can affect how much a community knows and trusts each other. So how exactly can these problems be fixed? First, schools can integrate volunteering by making it a graduational requirement. The requirements can include a minimum of 20 hours a year to keep students from getting tired of the volunteering too quickly. This also gives students more opportunities to show morals for future colleges or employers by helping them learn to continue pursuing community service and have a better understanding of the hour requirement. This policy can force students to interact with their communities so they can learn life lessons and build personal skills. Ram Kanan and Hui Young Mi, professor and student at the University of Pennsylvania, in their journal Voluntas, published November 20th, 2024, states that mandatory community service initiatives in schools have garnered attention as a strategy for fostering long-term civic engagement. Also, when discussing their own volunteering requirement, Simran Gupta from Silverchips Online's March 10, 2011 article titled Pro/Con, Should Student Service Learning Hours Be Mandatory for High School Graduates, states that the SSL hour requirement teaches students responsibility. Regardless of the type of activity they decide to pursue, students are held responsible for completing their actions to the best of their ability. The students will also be expected to potentially struggling environments so they can see how those areas live. Aaron Heltz from the Bridges February 17, 2021, The Importance of Community Service in a Teen's Life, states that they learn patience and empathy while getting to see firsthand how they can have a positive impact on their local community. The students also get to meet lots of different people and have the chance to collaborate with them in their community service. Yayan from Volunteer Peninsula's February 23, 2023 article titled Why Mandatory Community Service for Students is Essential for Personal Growth and Community Development, states that these experiences help them to develop a broader perspective on life and enhance their understanding of different cultures, social and economic backgrounds, and societal issues. Also, Suzanne Anderson from the University of Nebraska, in the 1999 article titled Mandatory Community Service, Citizenship, Education, or Involuntary Servitude, states that community service is an excellent way to train young people for citizenship by engaging students in active civic participation. However, Ryan Lala from The Current, in her February 16, 2023 newspaper, states that making it a graduation requirement negates the meaning of volunteerism. While this is true, any form of community service, forced or not, still helps the community grow. This policy can increase overall social growth and encourage students to continue volunteering afterwards. Without the new help, communities can more easily and maybe begin moving forward faster as well. Students may also become happy with volunteer work and continue it after graduation. Now you know the great effects even just a small minimum of community service can achieve. By adding just a 20-hour minimum for students to graduate, those students can learn and build upon great life skills like empathy and kindness, along with getting to know the communities and the people around them much better. So instead of letting people decide whether they want to improve themselves and their community, we can add the policy so they can be made to see how their actions affect people who need help. Mandatory volunteer work isn't meant to be just another task on a list. It's meant to shape the future of our societies to be greater overall.